my guy Brody. He is 7 years old. He was diagnosed with diabetes when he was 4. It was 17 days after his 4th birthday. Something wasn't right, and I'm a nurse by training. I sort of suspected diabetes, but I always thought diabetes was sort of a, you get it when you're 9 or 10 or, preteen. And so the morning I had made the decision to take him to the doctor, it was one of those, I see it in slow motion in my head now. They come in, they did his little urine test, and then they came in and they stuck his finger with the glucometer. And as a nurse, I'm watching the glucometer count down. It was like, 5, 4, 3, 2, and then it just read high. And in the instant, I started to cry. Your entire world changes. And my husband and so I was crying, and my son was crying because his finger hurt where they stuck his finger. My husband looked at me and said, "Oh, honey, it's going to be okay. It's just his finger." So it was really sweet. And so you have to get admitted to the hospital after that to learn how to take care of them. So then you have to test their blood sugar 8 to 10 times a day. You have to count carbohydrates. You have to give insulin injections. You have to learn all the signs and symptoms of hyper and hypoglycemia and how to manage all of the emergencies that come with diabetes because they come. So we got admitted to the hospital here. It was a fairly trying day, as you can imagine. And I called, of course, my boss, who was the COO here, and she was trying to help me figure out what I was supposed to do next. And I hung up the phone and just was sitting in the car with my son, and the head of pediatrics called me and said, "You just bring your little boy here and we'll take good care of him." And that's what they did. I kept thinking I had to go to school for 4 years to give a shot and take an exam to give a shot of insulin. And parents have to learn how to do it in 2 days. I mean, yes. It's, I can give an injection, but I can't, I'm a mother. You can't inflict pain in your toddler. And so to be surrounded by healthcare professionals that tell you it's going to be okay, you're going to be able to do it, he's going to be okay. There are people who win gold medals in the Olympics that have diabetes. All of those, being surrounded by a team that knows what they're doing and knows how to take care of you was fantastic. I think that he thought it was short, that he would only have it for a little bit. And then he would go for so long, and then he would say, "I don't want to have this diabetes. When is it over?" So I think the permanence has set in over time. At 4, he just sort of responded to the injections. It's so funny. He's such a trooper, and he does such a good job. And 2 days ago, I think it was Sunday morning, he woke up and he said, "Mom, you will not believe the dream that I had." He said, "I dreamt that we were all in paradise and we had all the soda we wanted and I didn't have diabetes." And I said, "That's so funny because that would be my paradise too." I have often said that we live a life we never imagined. And I think TMC was a really big part of that for us. They supported my entire family. They supported our involvement in the JDRF. TMC sponsors the walk. They, support the pediatric unit and the pediatric intensive care to make sure that we give good diabetes education, and have supported us to ensure that I have time off to go to Washington and be there. It is a life we did not imagine, and it helps us not be victims of diabetes.